Hello everyone, Zen here. Happy New Year to everyone. And in this video, I will be talking about my experience with the Roux method. Don't worry, language videos are still coming. I don't think I've made a speedcubing video in over a year now. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experience because I've been having a lot of fun using Roux recently. By the way, guys, before we get into it, if you would like to support my channel, you can support me on Patreon. There's a link in the description of this video. Huge thanks to the current Patreon supporters and anyone who decides to support me in the future. All right, let's get back to the video. Roux is, of course, a method for solving Rubik's Cube. It's a speed cubing method. It's considered one of the two best ones. But yeah, in September of last year, in the beginning of September, I started using Roux as my primary method, and that kind of got me back into cubing and got me interested in practicing again. And I've been practicing a fair bit of 3x3 and one-handed, only using Roux, and I've made quite a lot of progress. So let's look at an average of 5 that I did here. And I'll share my experiences as we go along. So we're going to start with a one-handed average of 5, and then we'll move on to two-handed. It did take a bit of a while to get used to the table turns, but now I can do them fairly okay, I guess. And it's so satisfying doing the LSE with one-handed. I really like it. I'm not a fan of first block and CMLL with one-handed, to be honest. Some CMLLs are pretty good with one hand. Of course, you have like soon, which is great, obviously. You have the double soon, you have reverse soon, you have a fair bit that you can just do easily with RU moves. So I got my first 20.33, which is all right for me. Right now, my PB average of 100 is 22.6 something. So anything under 21 is decent for me. My goal right now is to get to sub 20 global, and I don't think it'll take too much effort. I can tell that like there's still a lot of potential I have because like my TPS is improving a lot, but the solves aren't reflecting that quite yet. So I know that there's still a lot of improvement I can do without too much effort. But yeah, you can see me doing LSE there. It's so satisfying. I love doing LSE with one-handed. So what have I learned? I actually wanted to try Roux a while ago, but I felt intimidated by it because I thought, first of all, I didn't realize how LSE worked at all. I didn't realize you can just do it intuitively. So I learned that fairly quickly once I actually got into Roux and started using it, because I used to think it was like OLL PLL. You just learn like 50 or something algorithms, but no, it's just intuitive. But then CMLL, of course, was something I had to learn. You have 42 algorithms there. I think about half of them I already knew, and the ones I didn't were very easy. The difficult part is, of course, the recognition. So I have my own way of recognizing. I mean, I did pretty much learn it from a video by Critically Cubing. He has a very good CMLL tutorial series. But I did develop my own way of recognizing soons, all of the soon cases. So I use 3 stickers, and 2 of them are on the top. These 2 here. So like you have this one that is facing towards that, if you hold it like that, or mirrored. So then it's these, and then one of the side ones, either this side one or the opposite side one. And then depending on which side you're looking from, it'll affect how you recognize. But it's a fairly decent way of recognition, I think. It works for me. And because 2 of the stickers are on top, it's fairly easy to do. It is still a little bit tricky for me with some of the cases, but most of them I can recognize pretty quickly right now. So there it is. I got the 1744 at the end there. I was pretty happy with that. My single best result is sub 15. I've only gotten 1 sub 15 and I think 1 or 2 sub 16 solves so far. Now all of my records with Roux one-handed are better than my old CFOP one-handed results. So that's the one thing where I've already improved thanks to Roux. And of course, a lot of people do say that Roux is a lot better for one-handed. Many people apparently use Roux for one-handed, but CFOP for two-handed. But I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to go all in. It's not like my results are capable of getting records regardless. So I'm not really losing anything anyways. And I'm really kind of eager to beat my old CFOP 3x3 results. And speaking of which, let's move on to the 3x3 average. So there I'm generating a new scramble. So my 3x3 is right now, when I'm at my peak, it's sub 14 global. But right now I'm averaging more like sub 15. I've not been practicing 3x3 that much recently. I think I just got a little bit burnt out, but I'm sure I'll get back into it. My best average of 100, or like basically my global when I used CFOP and actually practiced, was sub 12. I think my best ever average of 100 was 11.22. And with Roux right now it's 13.6 something or even less, maybe 13.5. And yeah, I'm just really eager to improve using Roux, so actually get better results than my old CFOP results. My single is sub 9 with Roux, but with CFOP it's sub 7. Although that was a very, very easy scramble. But I guess the Roux one was also an easy scramble. And yeah, now I want to talk about the actual algs. So CMLL was not too difficult. I think it took me 4, maybe 5 days to learn all of the algs and cases. Even though I knew half of the algs already, but like the difficult part, as I said earlier, is the cases. So I learned all of them and the algs in 4 or 5 days. Then the more tricky bit was actually getting used to them, and I'm still actually getting used to a handful of them. There's a select number of them that I can't recognize very quickly yet, but with time I'll improve, of course. And then there's the other thing, which is EOLR. So I said earlier that LSE is actually intuitive, but there is a bit in LSE where if you want to improve and go to the next step up, you can learn EOLR, which is where let me just get a random case, where you do the edge orientation and at the same time you solve the left and right edge, and that's one step. So there we go, I was done with the average. But yeah, the EOLR, that took a bit more time to learn. Maybe, if I had to guess, I probably learned it in 2 or 3 weeks. Definitely under a month, but I think it was a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Again, the difficult part was not the algs. The difficult part was the cases. There are a lot of cases, 60 I think in total, and it's the actually getting used to all of them and recognizing them, which is not too bad, but just a little time consuming, I guess, is all. And then I guess one thing that is worth mentioning is I use yellow or white on top, and then anything on the side. I find it's kind of strange that some people apparently do one of 2 colors on the top and then one of 2 colors on the side, which seems kind of limiting to me. But I get 8 choices in total for orientation with what I use. And it's actually, I even use, like, I am more color neutral now than I used to be with CFOP. With CFOP, I would primarily use the white side. And then sometimes if the white side is not good, I would just use the yellow side. Now I don't even think about it. I just look at what blocks are good and then go from there. And I just think of yellow or white as my bottom side. So yeah, I guess there are a lot of benefits. I have learned to be more color neutral, I guess. I have also learned some new finger tricks. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but this finger trick, I never used to do this on one-handed. This one, with the index finger because it was, I don't know, it was too awkward for me. So like if I did a J-perm, I actually did this J-perm a lot. But now I do this J-perm with this move in the middle, and I'm pretty sure it's faster. I've not timed it, but I'm sure I can do this faster than the other one. Then I also learned with CMLL, I can recognize it from any side. I never did that with PLL. Even these cases that are PLL cases, the two PLL cases, the J-perm, I'd have to look at the other side of the cube to make sure I'm doing the right one. But now I know like that if we have opposites here, but not here, then these opposites, they need to be flipped. You need to do a J-perm on these two corners. And then if you have opposites on one side and opposites on the second side, then that means it's a Y-perm. I can recognize that now, even though I didn't used to do that with CFOP, despite them being the same cases. If you are using CFOP and you feel like you're just kind of bored of 3x3 and one-handed and would like to try something new, definitely try out the Roux method. I just think it's fun. That's it. Cubing, why do we do speed cubing? I mean, those of us who can't actually get records, right? Like me, the best I've ever done was like second place in Russia, but it wasn't even for my main event. It was for FMC. But even for blindfolded, the best I've ever done was third place for both single and mean. And yeah, I'm not really capable of getting records. So for me, doing something like this is very fun because I know I can't get those best results. So I might as well do something different and try to have more fun, even though it won't give me immediate improvement. Although it did give me improvement with one-handed. So there's that. Don't cheat. Don't just learn Roux for one-handed. Use it for both. Just go do what I did. If you can't get records anyways, or if you're not aiming for records, then just go full in. Just do both one-handed and two-handed. It's very fun. And just think about the LSC, the cool turning. You'd be, I don't know. It's so much fun. It's like so different to a CFOP solve. And to me, it has really kind of given me like a breath of fresh air with speedcubing, which I've not had for a long time. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully that'll be the 5-year Japanese progress video. See you next time.